I'm Victoria Meadows, and I'm an exoplanet astrobiologist. So I'm someone who provides the scientific foundation to understand how we look for life on planets that orbit around other stars. We do that primarily with computer models, and so we have some sophisticated models that help us understand the environments of different types of planets, and then also how life would impact those environments in potentially measurable ways. So one example is the abundant oxygen in our atmosphere on Earth is a sign of life, but there are other ways that life can impact an environment, and so we look at trying to understand that, and also understanding how the planet itself might fool us. So looking at what we call false positives for life also. And that helps us interpret whether or not what we're looking at would be due to life or more likely to be due to the planet itself. So the research group's called the Virtual Planetary Laboratory. We have a whole series of different models we can use in different situations. We have models that allow us to evolve the atmosphere of the planet to look at how the star might strip off the atmosphere and change the composition of the planet. We have models that tell us about how the planet's atmosphere interacts with the light coming from the star. So we do that. We try and understand, okay, how is the star changing the composition? How does the composition change the planet? What does this all look like to a telescope? So we have other models that generate spectra of the planets from the compositions that we derive from these other models. And then we have models that actually simulate what the telescope will see and what the noise, the signal to noise that would come from the telescope for the spectra that we've generated. So we can go from creating a planet all the way through to can we observe the characteristics of that planet with upcoming telescopes. Coming up in the near term, the James Webb Space Telescope will finally have the capability to allow us to look for, to test whether or not planets orbiting other stars that are Earth-sized planets, whether or not they actually have atmospheres and what is in those atmospheres. And so because we'll have that capability to probe those atmospheres, we can actually start the very first search for signs of life in those atmospheres as well. We do know there's at least one example of an inhabited planet in our galaxy, right? We're sitting on it right now. And so, I'm hopeful that given that this happened once, that it can happen again in other places.